What's going on, guys? So, you're probably not going to believe me when I say this, but there's a reason why it took so long for this video to come out. So if you watched my last video, I told you I was going on a few trips, right? The week after I came back from those trips, I got an eye infection, and I'm actually still not completely cleared of it yet. That's why I'm wearing my glasses, because I can't wear my contacts, which is what I normally wear. But I'm feeling better now, so I wanted to make this video because I wanted to talk about my most recent trip to my second anime convention ever, which was OhioCon 2023. So if you guys don't know what OhioCon is an anime convention that takes place in Columbus, Ohio in the winter of every year. I think it's the largest winter anime convention in North America, and I went for the very first time last year. It was my very first anime convention ever, so I went up with a group again this year, and I thought it'd be a little different because, it's not my first time anymore, and I kind of wanted to see, how the experience was for me, going again as opposed to first time. So let me start off the video by saying that there were so many more people this year than there was last year. Probably due to the fact that, it's now another year since COVID and people are kind of like warming up to public receptions and everything like that. But there was probably twice the amount of people there this year than there was last year. I mean, I was blown away at the difference in attendance, and that definitely caused, a lot of like events to be different because there were a lot more people there, or at least for me and how I felt about it. And before we actually attended the first day, my sister's boyfriend came up with a convention bingo, and those were just events we had to keep track of, and I was shocked at how quickly my board was filling up. Not only was it funny because the sheer creation of those events existing, but also the fact that how quickly the board filled up. I literally had like 6 or 7 things filled in within the first 30 minutes of being at OhioCon. So on the first day, I actually went up there with a very specific goal in mind. So if you saw my video I made last year, I was trying to buy a sword. So I really wanted to make sure I got the sword that I wanted, and I am pleased to report that I did. Just look at it. Just look at how beautiful it is. It is a functional Tensa Sangetsu sword from Bleach. If any of you guys are Bleach fans, I don't know if I've been watching 1,000 Year Blood War. You can just look at how beautiful. Look at how beautiful it is. It has that chain at the end. I love the chain at the end. It is huge. Huge! It is actually a lot bigger. I mean, I'm a large guy, but this thing is pretty heavy and also pretty long. I mean, I guess because it's supposed to be a two-handed sword. That was like my main thing that I wanted to make sure that I bought this year. I wanted to get this sword specifically. It also came with a stand. That was my very first thing I did, is like the first thing on the first day was I'm buying a sword. And that actually turned out to be a problem, which I took a video of and I'll show you guys right now. Luckily, they did have a functional Tensa Sangetsu sword this year, so I bought it. However, it came with a lot more stuff, and it also came in a box than I thought. So it is not light. It is heavy. The seller goes, hey, I think you need to put this in holding in a little bit because I don't think you're supposed to be walking around with this. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I go down to the information booth, ask where holding is, and they're like, oh, we don't have a functional holding at this time. So because I'm stupid, I didn't account for me having to lug this thing around the entire time I'm there. So I had to walk all the way back to the Airbnb, which it is not warm outside. It is like 30-something degrees. So that sucks. Dropping the sword off. So I'm about to go back. Because I'm stupid, I didn't think to, account that. But I wanted to get my sword. I got my sword, so mission accomplished. But back to the con we go. Yeah, I didn't really think that one through too hard. I was just too focused on let's get the sword, let's get the sword, let's get the sword. So then after walking back a second time, we started to attend events. So when we got back, my group was actually sitting in on a panel which was discussing the characterization of women in anime. It also focused on several specific manga and anime that have female protagonists. And I remember because I was sitting in the panel and I was like, I have seen almost all of these and they're all really good. I thought it was an interesting panel, and I also got some good recommendations for some anime to check out. After that, we went to the opening ceremonies where we got to see a lot of the people that were going to be there, voice actors, and who was going to be appearing for the convention.
VIP front row.
Yes, sir. It was there that the first sequence of events that kind of steered us towards a lot of activities this weekend happened. One of the people that was in the introductions in the lineup was Kylie McNeil, and she does the voice of the main character of the movie Belle. If you guys haven't heard of Belle, Belle is basically a kind of anime rendition of Beauty and the Beast, and it's sci-fi, but it's also very music related as well. So I have heard of Belle, and actually a lot of people in my group had heard of Belle. None of us had seen it except one person.
Oh, sweet black Jesus.
But we all started talking about like, hey, what's Belle? Like, have you guys ever heard of Belle? It was really cool seeing the panel, and I thought it was really funny because my sister had just started playing Persona 5, and Xander Mobus was there, and Xander Mobus does the voice of Joker, in case any of you guys don't know. So after that, we attended a performance from Game, which is a band that does covers from video games and anime. And then the main event that my sister and a lot of her friends wanted to go to was the K-pop, J-pop dance competition. I took a little bit of a break from the group stuff and actually split off to go play it at the game room because I wanted to play a lot of these Japanese games that I'd never played before, and I had a lot of fun doing that. But I came back and caught the second half of the dance performance, and it was actually right towards the end of the solo K-pop performances. Oh my goodness! Wow! Once again, the dance performances were amazing last year, but they were so good this year. Like it just blew me away. Like these dance groups, and I was just very, very impressed. They were so well done, fantastic showings from everyone involved, and it was a lot of fun to just see those performances. The music was fantastic too. I'm not a huge K-pop person. I haven't listened to a whole lot of K-pop, but like the music was fantastic. So that was another thing. My sister and her boyfriend are massive K-pop nerds, so that was something that definitely hit a chord with them. So after that, we called it a day on the convention. But like I said, at the introduction ceremony, it started a chain reaction, and we all got interested in wanting to see the movie Belle. Our TV at our Airbnb had HBO, and that's where Belle is on, and we decided to watch it. I'll just go ahead and give you a very short review of Belle while I'm here, because, you know, we kind of became like Belle nerds for the weekend. Like I said, it's a rendition of Beauty and the Beast. It's not exactly the same, but there's obviously like very heavy parallels between the two. It's a sci-fi kind of version of it. It's also not really a romance. There are romantic kind of things going on in the background, but romance isn't like a huge part of the story as opposed to the original Beauty and the Beast. It's more of a story about like self-recovery and like, coming of age, overcoming, traumatic events and things like that. And the story itself wasn't anything too terribly to write home about. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't crazy good either, in my opinion. The musical performances and the visuals of Belle were fantastic. Like, I couldn't get enough of the music, the singing. Kylie, she is such a beautiful singer. So that's really what the experience of Belle is for, in my opinion. It's something you should experience, maybe not necessarily for the story, because like I said, I don't think the story is its strongest point. It's more of an auditory and visual experience watching Belle, but I highly recommend you watch the movie and form your own opinion on it yourself. So we all watched Belle and we all liked it, and so we moved on to day 2. And day 2, of course, was cosplay day for us. We all got ready, and this is where I actually made a stupid decision. I was responsible for steaming everyone's clothes, right? I had already gotten dressed like halfway because my clothes were pretty much good to go, but I noticed some small wrinkles in my pants, and I think you guys know where this is going.
We're counting down our picks for the top 10 instances of foreshadowing.
I just decided to take the steamer and just put them on my pants because I was just like, I didn't want to like take them off and do it all. I just like, let's just hurry this along. That was a grave error. I ended up burning the literal hell out of my leg. It was not pretty. I'm fine, but like it hurt for a few days after that. It was a not comfortable thing to deal with. I was very stupid. It was a complete lapse of judgment. But once again, after a lot of prep, and we actually didn't end up getting to the convention until like in the afternoon because it took us so long to get ready. I thought we would be better at it this year. Nope, it still took us forever to get ready. That's just, the deal when it comes to cosplay. I once again went as Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen, and we also had a ginormous squad of all JJK people. I thought we looked pretty good as a group. I really do. So we decided to start off the day because we didn't spend a lot of time in the merch hall. We went back to the merch hall, and specifically we went to Artist Alley, which is what we really wanted to take a look at. And I actually got my first piece of kind of art that I had ever gotten before. I wanted to show it to you in the video, but I framed it so the reflection was just going really bad and you couldn't even see the piece. So I'll just take some pictures with my phone and put them up here in the video for you to look at. But the print that I bought was from a digital illustrator called It's Raining Color. I will leave their information in the description description below. I wish I could have bought all their prints. I was really impressed with their aesthetic, the design, the way they did the art. It was so good. And that may have been the only one that I bought, but I was still very impressed with, you know, the showings. It blows my mind people are drawing like this. You know, I'm a caveman when it comes to art. I can't even draw a good circle or a stick figure. I have zero drawing ability whatsoever. So I'm just impressed with artists, really. Like people that draw and create stuff like that blow me away. I'm just constantly impressed with people like that. And then we took some pictures with you know, other people, because, you know, I love doing that, honestly, because I just think it's fun. You know, it's also cool to just be a part of that whole vibe. I talked about that last year, but I like being a part of that whole cosplay vibe. It's just like a cool scene, you know? After that, we actually got super lucky because Kylie McNeil, who I talked about earlier, who does the voice of Belle, was doing a concert with all the songs that she sang in Belle. We actually didn't know about that beforehand. We found that out like the day of. We were like, this is fate. This is divine providence. We have to go see her. And so we went to see her concert, and she actually performed 2 originals as well. I can't sing my praises about this girl enough. Like, she's so talented. She plays guitar and piano. Beautiful singer. Wonderful voice. You know what even impressed me more is she sounded almost exactly the same as she did in the movie when she was singing her songs. Like, the quality of her performance was nearly identical as it was in the studio to how it is live, which is super, super impressive. She even did like a thing where we got to mimic the scene in Belle. If you guys have seen Belle, the very end scene, I think the song's called A Million Miles Away. It's like the last music performance of the movie where they all hold up the lights. And we basically mimicked that in the crowd, and we sang the laws in the song. It was really fun, just because we had just seen the movie, you know? And then we decided to go check out the games again. We were just playing some arcade games. I also hopped on the Smash Ultimate because I wanted to play a little bit. I have been picking up Kazuya. I've been watching riddles like no one's business. And I'm also Korean, so I'm basically just channeling riddles anytime I play Kazuya and Terry, who are also my mains. And so I was just playing with people, and my goodness, people that show up at OhioCon are so good at Smash Bros. We actually spent the night watching Princess Mononoke because someone in our group had not seen Princess Mononoke, and that was a big no-no for me personally. And we decided to turn it into a drinking game. The rules were anytime they said the word iron, which Iron Town counts as well, anytime San or Ashitaka is said, anytime they say the word spirit, and anytime they say the word God.
Iron.
I don't know if you guys have seen Princess Mononoke or seen it recently. They say spirit and God. Those were honestly the 2 that really killed us. Like, I had to quit before the end of the movie because they just said spirit so much. I can't believe how many times they say spirit in that movie. Holy crap. And so that was the end of my second OhioCon trip, my second ever anime convention I've ever attended. I really enjoyed just being a part of just a massive community of anime fans all in one place, you know? So for me, guys, I find enjoyment in going to these conventions because I like being a part of, you know, this community. And, you know, it's like a way where I can basically visually see, you know, how big the anime fandom is, you know, just in a certain part of the country. Anime has become much more mainstream in the past 10 years. I literally have seen it become mainstream during my lifetime, and it's incredible. And seeing so many people come out to these events, you know, it always makes me feel really good that, you know, like, you're not alone liking this art form. You may seem like that sometimes. I remember growing up, you know, I found it difficult because I was like the only one of like my entire friend group that liked Naruto and Bleach and Dragon Ball Z and stuff, and I couldn't talk to anyone about it. It's just being at these conventions is just super accepting and a very positive vibe for anime fans, and I just really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to go to the next convention that makes itself available for me to go to. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I am going to get back on the grind in terms of YouTube content. I'm hopefully going to be doing videos more often, more stuff. I got a few ideas that I want to get going. I just, you know, been dealing with a lot of stuff in life, but, you know, we all deal with stuff. So hopefully I will be doing more content more often. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all next time. Bye.